Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to assemble a model kit, and also I'm here to look at a model kit that I just purchased, and also I'm here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, it's all right to go ahead and lurk. If you just want to hang out, you can definitely do that. It's a Monday, and so we are working on the Gundam Dantalion high grade here, which is from the Gecko, which is a Iron-Blooded Orphans manga. So it's not from the regular show, season 1 or 2 of the show, it is from the manga. So we're working on that kit. We might finish it tonight. I don't know if we are, but we might. I should also say that we are currently, there is a sale going on where if you gift 5 or more subs, it's 35% off. Because I'm currently at 33 subscribers and the goal is to get to 40. I shut up about my number of subscribers that I have when we hit 40. If you would like to become a subscriber, you can do that. If you want to gift a sub, that'd be great. And if you want to gift 5 or more subs for the next 27 hours, I have it set to, so that it also will be during my my next stream tomorrow night. That discount will still apply because I only have 2 slots left. So I'm doing 27 hours tonight, and then I'll do it again on Christmas Day evening when I'm streaming. If you want to, come in on that day, because I will be streaming on the 25th at night. What else can I say to y'all about things and things? I don't know. I don't have much else to say. Yeah, we got the Dantalion working on that. I did have internet troubles on Saturday. My apologies. Did have to cut that short. It was on my end. I wish it wasn't on my end, but it was. I on Sunday pulled out everything. Refreshed everything, unplugged the cable coming out of the wall so that the cable that goes to the router and the modem and all that, like just disassembled everything, reassembled it. Everything seems cool. We'll see. Lord Crashton is here saying, hey. Let's go to the overhead. So I'm going to tell a little story here. Some of y'all know the story. I'm just going to get through the story here, and then we'll get into things. So, about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago, I got a promotional code for Temu, and that promotional code meant that not only was everything I was going to buy on heavy discount, it also meant that instead of the $25 minimum for shipping, all I need for free shipping from China, all I needed was to hit $10. So I was like, okay, I'm going to buy a model kit on Temu. That sounds like a very dumb idea. So I found a model kit that was originally $30-something. It was going to be $8 and change. I needed to get to the $10 mark. So I bought something else. I spent $8.60 on a model kit and another like $2 on this piece of clearly junk. This is complete junk. This is clearly 3D printed nonsense. We'll talk about that. But I bought this as well because it had to be $10 before tax. It did reach $12 with tax, sales tax from that. So what I ended up buying was based on the photo, this Death Scythe Hell custom from Endless Waltz, high grade. Didn't know what was getting there. There are 2 editions of this kit. One came out in 1997, one came out in 1998. Sorry, I got an email here. I'm just checking this thing here. Okay, that's fine. One from 1997, one from 1998. So I thought this could be any number of things. This could be a completed model kit. Because again, the description didn't say Death Scythe at all. It didn't say anything. It was just a photo of this photo that I then saved. It's this photo was the only one saying 1/4 scale and the dimensions of it and a photo of it. It could have been a completed model kit. It could have been a bootleg model kit. It could have been a completed bootleg. It could have been a photo, like a printed out photo of this image. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I figured for $8 plus this junk that I bought, I could figure it out. Now, what this thing is, the idea is that if you were going to kit bash something, so you could put like a leg in here, and then if you wanted to cut it on an angle, a piece of plastic on an angle, you can then use these as guides. Now, in practice, that doesn't make any sense. It obviously wouldn't work for an X-Acto blade like this. Am I ever going to use this thing? No. Was it $2? Yes. So I got it because it helped me get to a minimum that I needed. So this thing I'll never use. It's fine. It's 3D printed. It seems fine. So as you can tell by the fact that I just showed you this, it came in the mail. I got the two things that I was looking for. And I want to show you. We're not going to build it tonight, but I'm going to show you. It is a model kit. It has not been assembled. But it is, I got to wide out on this here. It is very clearly a bootleg Death Scythe Hell custom of Endless Waltz. It's a fucking bootleg. Because look at this print job. Look at it. Look at it compared to this right here. This is like one of the photos from it here. Look at how shitty this print job is. This is a bootleg knockoff of the 1997 release of the Gundam Death Scythe Hell custom from Endless Waltz. It even has some English on it, which the original does not at all, because it's from 1997. Doesn't say the year. It is, obviously made in China. This is so low quality. Now, I should stress this here. When we build this kit, which we will be doing in the future, I need you to understand something. If you buy a knockoff kit, and you can tell a lot of it because of the fact that it does not say Bandai anywhere on it, because they don't go that far, by the fact that this was a terrible printing of this image. Does not look like a box for a model kit. It does not, obviously this is a newer kit, but the difference in these two is unbelievable. Again, doesn't say Bandai anywhere, anything like that. A thing that you need to know is if you buy a bootleg, you have to clean it. This box has been wiped down inside and out. The contents of this, the paper has been wiped down with, I use a Clorox a wipe with it, has been wiped down inside and out. The inside of the box has been cleaned. The outside of the box has been cleaned. Every piece of this plastic has been wiped down because, Lashbrook, hello. This kit was listed as $33. There's no way anyone ever paid $33 for this. I paid $8 for this bootleg kit. There's a reason why it was $8. And part of that is that it is made in unsafe working conditions. And that applies to the consumer. There is a film on, now it has been wiped away. Also, I should stress, I will be wiping this down again. As I remove pieces here, I will be wiping them down during the stream when I build this. But I wiped down every inch of this. Some of it still hasn't fully dried yet. I wiped down every inch of this because this is bad. This is such a terrible looking stand, unbelievable looking stand. But again, if you're asking yourself, hey, Pat, why did you do this? Why did you even buy this thing? The answer is because it was $8. And because the real kit of this, the real 1997 kit that came out then, goes for like $100 on Amazon, and it's unavailable at any retailer that I normally go and look at. Big US retailers do not stock this model kit anymore. So even if it's a good bootleg, hell yeah. Also, I haven't built that many bootlegs on stream before, so it's going to be nice to do that. And like I said, also the big thing was it was $8. I should also point out a good indication from afar that this is a bootleg, even if you got fooled by this. If for some reason you were like, you weren't paying attention, you didn't look at this, and you were like, I'm sure that's right. That looks right to me. Here's a good indication that this is a bootleg. Staples. Right there. Instead of the box being glued, they're stapled. Both sets. Also, this cardboard is thick. This is a thick, cheap cardboard. Not the right kind of cardboard. And also staples. There are staples all on this thing. So, but even if you didn't notice that this is clearly a terrible print of this thing, there's that. These photos look pretty accurate. Also, Beam Saber is the wrong color in this photo. Thick cardboard, indeed. The Beam Saber is the wrong color here, is the wrong color on the image, is the right color on the plastic, kind of. This is kind of the right green. It's not the right green. It's kind of the right green. It more matches the photo in the instructions. There's English in these instructions, which you would not get in 1997. I can tell you right now. In 1997, you are not getting English instructions. Also, it's got a different name. There's one other thing in the instructions here. There are color alt variants you can buy, which is very funny. You can buy it in red. I'm like, what? You can also buy the wing from Endless Waltz, which is great. Also, is that a Gundam Seed logo? There might be. Yes. Yeah, that is the Gundam Seed S. You're right. Which might tell you when this was made. But anyway, this was made in this is not made in 1997 and sitting in a warehouse. But again, this dumb thing that I'll never use, that I'll probably throw away, this dumb thing and this thing with tax cost me $12 to ship it from China. And it did not take that long for me to get it. Do I recommend that you do that? No. For me, $8 was worth it to find out if this was legit or not. I mean, the answer is no. It's not fucking legit. But I was interested to find out what the fucking deal was. So let me get... But yes, I wiped down that. Oh, also, every piece of plastic in there was... every piece of the kit was in one plastic bag instead of numerous bags. It was just in one bag, which I found to be pretty funny. So anyway, the plastic doesn't feel bad, at least. Now, I haven't snipped any plastic out of that kit. That will definitely feel different in the future, but right now it didn't feel bad. But I wiped everything down, and I will be wiping it down again because, like I said, that's not stuff you really want to be breathing in. But it was worth it to find out. All right, so we've got our sword. What was the other thing you got? Oh, Lashbrook, yeah, you missed that. So this thing, the idea of this thing is that is a guide for a blade. If you want to do kit bashing and you want to cut on a certain angle, you can use this. So if you want to cut like on... Now, this is a bad way to demonstrate this because this blade is not long enough. This would be a different kind of X-Acto blade, not like this, which is best for paper and such. You want to use a longer blade. But the idea is that if you wanted to be on a certain cut, like a 45-degree angle, you could then use this as your guide, and it would go out the other side, and you could make your cuts, and it'll be fine. This is clearly 3D printed. This is junk. I bought this because I needed to spend $2 to get free shipping. I'm not going to go over it all over it again. It was I talked about it, but the deal I had was not for Temu was not just a huge discount, which it was. It was a huge discount on most things I got discounted, but also it was that instead of having to spend $25 for free shipping from items from China, I only had to spend $10 pre-tax. So the kit was $8. I need to spend $2 more. I got this, which is for $2, is I guess good for $2. So I got that and this for $2, or for $10 plus sales tax, because I'm in South Carolina and I got to pay sales tax. So I spent $12 for a model kit and this piece of junk. We've got a gun blade here, but we're always going to use it as a blade because I ain't using it as a gun. There's a little piece I can attach on here if I want this to be a gun, but I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it as a blade. And of course, this will go away when our backpack, which we have not built yet, becomes big punch arms. But for the photo of this kit is done, except for the big backpack, I want to have the big blade in there. So we got the big blade. Big blade. All right, now we have to build the backpack, which has its own stand because it is so big. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to build that death scythe. I've always said that death scythes take priority, but me having a death scythe in my backlog does not take priority over somebody sending me a kit through my wish list. So the next thing we're going to be working on is the Ignite, or not Ignite. I forget the name of this thing. The Iglet. The Iglet right there. This 30-minute missions thing. We're going to build this, and then we're going to kit bash it with the horse mech that we built earlier this year, so that I can finally build my mech centaur that I've always dreamed of building. It's a fairly new dream. It's not an always dream of, but it's a fairly new dream. But it is a thing that I do want to do, and that kit is on my wish list specifically so I could do this, so now I get to do that. But anyway, before we get into that, we got to keep working on this kit. But yeah, I will most likely build the death scythe after that. Also, my stream on Christmas Day evening, the 25th at night, I will, of course, be doing something, not of course, but I will be doing a Lego set that is Christmas related. And then I don't think that'll take the whole stream, so then I'll go back to whatever else I was doing. But I will take a pause to do that, because I do like to do holiday builds when applicable. All right, so how do you line up? They make this seem like these two pieces will lock into one another, and I don't know how that works. To go like this. We got C18 and C17. I got C18 and C17 out here. These two pieces are supposed to somehow lock together, and I can't understand how that works. So one of these kind of just goes over the other. Oh, like that. Oh, it works like that. Okay, because it slides. All right, now I got it. And that goes on to C15, which is the backpack piece. And then C16 goes on the other side. This is our thing that's going to connect. One thing that's very fun about this kit is that obviously it has the backpack with the big arms, right? That also means that the next time I do a kit bash, which I don't know when that's going to be, but at some point I'll do another kit bash. That means that at some point I can put this big arm backpack onto another kit. And that's going to be very silly for me to do. And I look forward to doing that at some point. Putting this big old silly backpack on another model kit. And giving some other model kit big ass dumb arms. All right, so then these extend out like this. That's fun. So we do have some news to talk about here because we did talk a little bit about it on Saturday, but Saturday we focused on the Game Awards. We also have a lot of anime to talk about in the second hour. I got 3 shows to talk to you about because I didn't stream on Thursday because of the Game Awards, and I didn't get to talk about any anime on Saturday because my internet went to hell, and I had to drop the old stream. So now we can talk about some stuff, so that's good. All right, we're building 2 at a time here. We got the backpack done. Now we got to build our fists here. So it looks like we can build all of this at the same time. Well, no, we can build most of it at the same time. So build that 2 times, build that 2 times. That's the hand. We build all of one, and then we build all the other. Okay, so it's just these 2 steps. We can do 2 at a time, so we will. E4 into E2 on one side. So we got some news here to chat about. Some updates here. The UK Prime Minister is promising to look into the firing of workers via Rockstar. That is the PM Keir Starmer. He described the dismissal of 31 union members as deeply concerning, which is like, yeah, I mean, like, look, who the fuck knows how far they're going to go, but that is what you want to hear. You want to hear them be like, hey, the very fact that someone is aware of what's going on is good news. He's going to look into this. The ministers are going to look into the dismissals. I hope they do. That's just a brief little update here. It was that a member of Parliament, Chris Murray, brought up the dismissal of 31 employees and union members of Rockstar UK team last month, and then mentioned the union busting. And Murray said, having met Rockstar, they failed to reassure me that they are following employment law, and I share concerns about union busting. So I was like, okay. I was like, look, it's being brought up in Parliament. That is some good news. Who knows where things go from that? But yeah. And also Chris Murray, I do appreciate his phrasing of things, because he goes, in a question to the UK Prime Minister, asked him, hey, do you agree that all companies, regardless of profit size, must follow UK employment law and all workers have the right to join a union? Like, hey, just straight up, do you believe that shit? And they were like, yeah, man. Yeah, you know I do. So that's good. Again, what will come of this? Who can say? Will anything come of it? Will they see any repercussions for their actions? Or will it just be another business as usual for a big business to just be a big fucking business and get away with shit? We don't know. All right, so I got to get these hands connected together here, and I don't quite know how to do that. So there we go. That went like that. Okay, so that goes like that. So these go on here, and then these go on here. Okay. Now I got to look at these and see, are these the same? Yes. All right, so I did these right. So these will go on. And then the other side is the other parts of the big fist here, which we'll get together now. So yeah, hopefully there will be some sort of investigation and there will be comeuppance for Rockstar. Speaking of union efforts, congratulations to employees of id Software for forming a wall-to-wall union, which is, of course, in direct response to massive Xbox layoffs. Doom, the Dark Age developer, id Software. In an announcement, members of Local 6215 of the Communications Workers of America declared that 165 of the studio's 185 employees had signed union cards affirming their desire for a union via an online portal. So that's 165 of 185 people were like, hell yeah, I'm in, which is awesome. That is a huge number. Microsoft has recognized the union under a neutrality agreement signed by the CWA with its software parent company, ZeniMax. That's fucking awesome. Congratulations to all the new folks there. They're trying to do a fair remote policy for employees. Remote work isn't a perk. It's necessary for our health, our families, and our access needs. RTO policies should not be handed down from executives with no consideration for accessibility or well-being. So one of them, a person spoke about studio closures, mass layoffs, and oppressive implementation of generative AI fueled workers to take collective action. A group began rallying after Bethesda shut down a slew of studios, including Arcane Austin and Tango Gameworks, which of course got revived by Krafton, and also not going great for those folks. Hayes said the news was a wake-up call for a lot of people, later noting that the game industry's fate has fallen in the hands of Ivy League MBAs with little experience making or even playing video games. I assume all the people who didn't sign were like management and directors and stuff. So Lashbrook, it is possibly people who are not eligible for said union that are employees that would be considered management. It might also be that some people just didn't feel comfortable signing up for it. There are always people who think that even with a company owned by Microsoft, where they fucking agree to this shit, they just by default agree to this shit because they made concessions in order to not face scrutiny about buying Activision Blizzard King. There are still people who just assume if I join a union, I will get fired. There are just people that have that in their bones, and so that we don't know who didn't sign, but it certainly, to me anyway, would seem like probably it is most likely people who are in management roles that wouldn't be necessarily part of the union, but also could easily be people that are just like got backwards dumb ideas about union efforts. So we don't know. But yeah, hell yeah for them. Congratulations. If you are a player of Megabunk, you might be aware that there was an update. The Halloween update is out, and I know what you're thinking, Pat. What the fuck are you talking about? It's December. So the update took a while, apparently, and got pushed into be a major update and got pushed to do other stuff. It does feature like a ghost skin. It does have all of the stuff they were going to put in there. Vedanad said, yo, I finally finished the update I was working on. Was originally going to be a small Halloween update, but I wanted to make it bigger, a bit bigger, so it turned into a bit more work than I initially planned. You get a new map, new character, new weapon, new items, new enemies and bosses, new achievements and challenges. So it's a bunch of shit. But it's there. So if what was stopping you from getting back into Bonk was waiting for this update, well, that update is out, and so now you can get bonking again. Bug fixes, advanced settings for niche tweaks, and a bunch of balance changes. And apparently, they opened up the console. The idea being to make it more accessible for speedrunners, which is cool. That's a cool idea. And also, that's a good long-term growth kind of thing. Of being like, well, if we make it easier for people to speedrun or figure out their speedrun stuff, then people will keep playing the game. And speedrunning sells copies of your game late in life. because people discover it again, all over again. So yeah, that's cool shit. Let's see. Bungie made an announcement about Marathon with a release date. They had a video documentary come out. It's coming out in March 2026, so it's a release window at least. But you can watch that. And also it's going to be $40, which if it's a game where you need to hopefully be playing with your friends, that makes some sense. I am an old man enough that I have, I do have fond memories of Marathon. But also, I don't necessarily play this type of game. But also, I do have friends that are also old men and women who like that shit. And so there's a good chance that I'll be playing Marathon in March of next year with my multiplayer crew. I'll just say this now because I was going to save it for the second hour, but the second hour I might not be able to talk about all the games I want to talk about anyway because I'm going to talk about 3 anime episodes. I played Peak over the weekend. It was the multiplayer crew on Sunday wanted to get some Peak in, and we did. We played Peak, and I did see the concert. If you are unaware, you could have a bugle blow in the game, and once you crash land, and then Baby No Money, a cartoon version of Baby No Money, would come out and perform a song, and then would perform another song, and then also Iron Mouse would be there because that's the song they've done together. Baby No Money, who is quote unquote retired, he's just taking a break, but he says he's retired because the haters. Because he got enough likes on a video or on a post that he's going to retire. I don't think I did this right. Yeah, I did this wrong. Okay. I put these on upside down. I now have to fix my mistake. I have made a terrible mistake. I don't know how to fix this. I can't. Yeah, these are locked in, so now I need to. I did this wrong twice, so that's fun. Okay, so these need to come. This needs to come up. Can I? Yes, I can. I can wedge this up. Hell yeah. So yeah, I did play the fucking goddamn. I don't know. I did play Peak. I did see the Baby No Money and Iron Mouse concert. It was fun. It was a good little silly time. All right, so these has to go like this. Oops. Gotta actually put these in properly, Pat. Come on. All right. And then if I put this in like this, it locks in place. And now these are correct. Yes. All right. The fist is now proper. The big punch arm is now what you want it to be. Great. Okay. Sorry about that. Now I have to fix it on the other side too. Yeah. Marathon's not going to be free to play. You purchase it, you get the full game, you get gameplay updates for the year, new maps, new runner shells, events, more. Marathon rewards passes will not expire, and you'll be able to purchase and unlock prior passes. So, it's good. I want to say it was always going to be $40. Yes, Lashbrook. It was always going to be money. It was always going to cost money. It's the same thing that Helldivers 2 did, right? Like, yeah, this is going to cost some money. Like, I don't think we ever thought it wasn't going to cost money. One thing that is nice that they put in there, thought that was good, was finally and most importantly, we believe in preserving competitive integrity in Marathon, so survival will never come down to how much money you spend, which is a nice way of saying, we're not going to do boosters for that kind of stuff, but please give us money for other things. Please give us money for cosmetics, but like, don't worry about it. If, you know, we want you to spend money on the cosmetics, but like, we're not pay to win. Please, please, please do not put in the comments that we are pay to win. All right, let's see if I can get these two pieces separated here by rocking these back and forth. I might need to use the wedge here and actually wedge this up. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's coming apart. Great. So now I can fix this. Yep. Put this on to other way. Put this on to other way. Put the thing that locks it in place on. And then, yeah, I'll go like that. And then this goes like that. Great, we did it. Fists are done. Now we're going to build one arm, and then we're going to build the other punching arm. So let's start getting this punch arm together. Last bit of news. Fucking goddamn statement from this goddamn story made me mad. Lords of the Fallen 2. The CI Games CEO Mark Treminsky said on X over the weekend, many of you asked why the game initially had body type A, B. Hexworks started early 2020 as an autonomous studio owned by CI Games. Early on, political correctness and filtering meant not every decision reached me on time. I got a lot more involved in late 2024 and now act as head of studio alongside my CEO role. So basically, they were just trying to just do whatever and just make a balanced thing. And apparently they were too woke, and now he's got to be, Mark's got to be much more involved in this shit. Which is stupid as fuck. Things are very different now, and the studio got fully integrated. We reverted a lot of wrong decisions and will continue improving. Lords of the Fallen 2 is being built on real player feedback, and it's crystal clear in the last two trailers. I'm gonna buy the game, definitely, wrote one ex-user. And they asked, will there be attractive female characters and will there be revealing outfits and armor for them? And Treminsky replied, yes. Which, like, a fucking course there will be. You dumbass. Everybody... I'm gonna say this. I don't want to say it. What should this? No matter where you find it in the political spectrum, you can at least appreciate that hot ladies sell video games. And so there will be hot ladies. Now, are there hot dudes? Are there hot non-binary folks in the game? Time will tell. But also, that sells video games. Good gameplay also sells video games. The decision that attractiveness is somehow an anti-woke agenda. It's like, we don't like attractive things because dumb idiots cannot separate the idea of attractiveness with, like, you know, not being shitty, and that you can do both, that you can avoid exploitation of people and also get your hot shit in. Also, you're the fucking CEO of the company and you're replying to someone asking, will there be hot ladies in your video game? What the fuck are you doing with your life? I'm not on fucking Twitter on the weekends. What the fuck are you doing? Who were you even talking to? You couldn't even turn this into a news cycle where you got interviewed in a magazine or a video, like a video game website. You fucking put this out on your own. Your PR people didn't even get you a fucking interview where you could say your dumb shit to The Gamer or whatever. Amateur hour. This goofy bullshit. And if you're wondering, well, who loves this dumb bullshit? Well, idiots. I really hope you guys stop worrying about the grifter community that doesn't even buy games and just make a good game, wrote one player in response. All this political extra shit, no actual gamer that spends money gives a fuck about. Gameplay is what we care about. End of discussion. And if that's true, if that is true, then Mark isn't giving you what you want, because Mark is focusing on hot ladies. Mark saw this AB body type thing and said, no, we got to make sure that it says men and women and it's hot. And the women are hot. That has nothing to do with gameplay. Mark isn't giving you what you want at all. So you should be mad at Mark. Mark is focusing on dumb bullshit that you don't think should be in the game. And not focusing on the gameplay. Focusing on extra bullshit. Who cares about revealing armor if the gameplay isn't good? You know, come on. It's just dumb. It's all dumb bullshit. It's all dumb bullshit. God. It's just one of those things where you're just like, okay. I mean, here's the thing. Could have said nothing. Again, I must stress, this is just the CEO of this company shit posting about his game. It's all it is. This is not in response to anyone. This was not like maybe he read a Reddit post that, someone sent him a Reddit post that made him like nervous or something. There's still a perception from 5 years ago that game is woke, and so people that hate woke aren't going to play it. Whatever dumb bullshit he's thinking about, like, doesn't have to worry about that at all. You had your big CG trailer that you spent $500,000 fucking dollars on to get it before it got made. $500,000 to get it on the Game Awards. Like, bask in the glory of people being like, oh yeah, the sequel to the remake is coming out. Oh yeah, that first game got good eventually, but sucked shit when it launched. Okay. Like, nobody fucking remembers the thing that made you feel like you needed to take over overseeing this development team. God. Dumb shit. All right, this looks like this here. This is going to go in like this, and then this is going to go in like this. All right, so it looks like that. And then I got some stickers to put on. D114 and E5. E5 has a sticker. D14 has a sticker. So let's get E5 going here. Work on this thing. Piece flew away. The third game in the series. Yes, Lords of the Fallen 2 is the third game in the series, because Lords of the Fallen is not a remake of the first Lords of the Fallen. It is like a successor to it that came out like 10 years before. Lords of the Fallen is already a sequel to Lords of the Fallen. And now they're making a sequel to Lords of the Fallen called Lords of the Fallen 2. It makes perfect sense. All right. I didn't know I would be ranting about that today. I came in to prepping for this stream knowing that I would be doing a different rant, which I will be doing now. And I know for some of you, you do not care about this thing because you do not care about wrestling, or you do not care about WWE, or you do not care about my thoughts on wrestling, whatever it is. But we will talk about it because we gotta. John Cena retired on Saturday. 20 years in the business. Some highs and some lows for Jonathan Cena. He became incredibly popular as I was checking out of the WWE and its wrestling product. So I did not necessarily. I saw his rise. I did not see his rise to the top. Yes, formerly the Doctor of Thugonomics. I saw those days. I saw him, rap as dressed as Vanilla Ice on a Halloween episode, and I saw him, his music change and him have like actually things to do, and him pin Kurt. I saw him, not pin Kurt out, but him have a match with Kurt Angle, and like watched a lot of that era of John Cena. Which was interesting to watch him rise. I did not see him win the world title. I did not see that. I think I cut out his match with Brock Lesnar, which he did not win, was maybe like one of the last things I saw when I kind of checked out, because it was not a good time to watch wrestling for me anyway. But anyway, John Cena retired, and he went out tapping out. The man that said never give up gave up. He had a goofy smile on his face as he tapped out, gingerly tapped out. John Cena, a man that can act, but not necessarily in a wrestling ring. He's not particularly good at acting when it went in the ring, but he is good in a movie or a TV show. It's a very strange thing, but it's true. John Cena tapped out to Gunther, forever cementing Gunther as the man that in the same year defeated Goldberg, retired Goldberg, and John Cena. An unbelievable achievement. And some people are fucking mad about that. Now, I am in many ways a modernist when it comes to wrestling. I like the current style. I don't think the current style sucks. I'm not aching for the old style. I don't need to see rest holds in professional wrestling and slowing down the pace and anything like that. I like my wrestling fast-paced and moving, and I don't mind. In fact, I enjoy a spot fest. I love a good spot fest. Flippy shit, I'm on board for it. Love it. But one thing I am kind of old school about when it comes to professional wrestling is the belief that if you know that this is your last match, you lose. You go out. You put somebody over. And if you don't do that, I think that you as a wrestler did not put enough pressure on the people that make the decisions. And you should have done a better job of it. And some people agree with me and they go, yeah, I think Sting was the exception, but everybody else should. And I say, no, Sting also should have lost. Sting should have never won a tag belt. He should not have been undefeated in AEW. He should have been putting people over. I'm not saying that he should have lost every fucking match, but I'm saying he should have lost some matches. Some people in AEW should be able to say, I beat Sting, who are not also so old that they beat him on like a weird not AWA, but like a weird show or WCW or something. Like modern, current 30 or 40-year-old wrestlers, there should be some wrestlers in AEW that can say, I beat Sting. And they're not talking about when he was in WWE for a window. That is my belief. I will continue to believe that. I think Sting retirement is cool. Sting retiring undefeated as a champion and that broke some people's brains into convincing themselves that that was right. And therefore, every old wrestler should win their last match because it's a celebration of the wrestler. And it's sad if they lose. To which I say, it's not sad at all. It's cool. You should. You should go out on your back. You should be putting over someone younger than you. Tanahashi is retiring at the beginning of next year. He is facing Okada. That's a bad call. I think that's a bad call. Do I think Tanahashi versus Okada is going to be a great match? Yes. But Okada is not a New Japan talent. Tanahashi should be putting over someone from New Japan. Meiko Satomura won her last scheduled match. More on that in the asterisk. She did lose her last singles match previously, but the night of her retirement, she won a tag match. I didn't love that. I don't love that. She owns the company. There is no one higher on the decision maker than her. She could have said, "Oh, I should lose." Now, technically, Meiko Satomura's last match in ever was a no contest. It was people were in the ring celebrating. Some people talk. Suddenly there is a tag match, and somebody she wrestled against she's tagging with, and then you've got somebody else. Lashbrook, that is all horseshit. There's no way. New Japan never asked for Shinsuke Nakamura. They never asked. That was a fan theory that people just decided that was true. New Japan never asked for Shinsuke Nakamura. Also, that's a bad idea because he doesn't work there. Tanahashi should be retired by somebody in New Japan who works for New Japan. But yeah, they were trying to get AJ. Here's the actual thing that New Japan asked for. New Japan asked for AJ Styles to do a Noah show against Tanahashi. So they didn't even ask for it to be in New Japan. In his retirement tour, they wanted in because they have a nice partnership with Noah. WWE has a partnership with Noah. That's what they tried to do. They never asked for Shinsuke Nakamura, but people convinced themselves that they did. But also, again, that's not the angle. Like, that's not the way. You got to get somebody that is gonna be there in your company. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. The person who got the rub from Sting retiring was Darby Allin, his tag partner. Okay. Because people will say, well, the Bucks don't need to have retired Sting, which I can totally understand the argument for. The Bucks don't necessarily need that, right? They don't need that. Then don't make it the Bucks. If you don't want him to be in a singles match, which I understand, pick some up-and-coming talent. AEW has plenty of awesome tag teams. Obviously, they've broken up the Acclaimed. Have it be the Acclaimed. You know who could have pinned them? The guys they beat the tag belts for could have beaten them and won the tag belts back. Big Bill and Ricky Starks, who obviously doesn't work there anymore, but at the time we didn't know he was going to leave. Big Bill and Ricky Starks could have beaten Sting. They could have pinned Darby Allin, so Sting didn't even get pinned. They could have pinned Darby Allin and won the tag belts back, and that would have been something. But that is just my general thought: is that you go out and you lose. And that is the way things should be. If it's good enough for Terry Funk, it's good enough for anybody. Terry Funk retired several times, and every time he had his retirement match, he lost. He lost every retirement match that he had. Should he have stayed retired? Fucking course he should have. But he still lost every single time. It is fucking grinds my gears, everybody. Grinds my gears. When Yappy retired this year, Yoshihiko, she lost a match and then lost a gauntlet after that. Which is very fun. It was a very fun match. But she lost that shit. She wasn't going to win that. She wasn't going to retire with a win in a win column. Fuck that. No, you lose. Hell, Maki Ito's not even retired. She lost her last Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling match, which was a shocker when she lost it, and then she didn't re-sign with the company, and people were like, "Oh, okay, that makes a little more sense now." I can't get these pieces to fit in. This piece is supposed to be like this. This is supposed to go like that. These lock in, and then there's a. This needs to lock in there. We'll see if that doesn't make any sense to do that. I also want to check out, is this D129? That is D129. This is D129. This is E9. I'm going to double check here before I start being real mad. Okay, this is E9. Is this facing the right way? There's only one way for this to face. This is facing the right way, and this is facing the right way. So these are facing the right way. And then this is the right direction. And then this is like this. And then this fits in like that. And the photo means that this is flush, but I can't get it to be flush. And I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, that's my big thoughts on John Cena's retirement. Also, people are blaming Triple H. Now, do I blame Triple H for the terrible heel turn storyline where people just wanted to go and see John Cena wrestle and they didn't need him to be a fucking heel? That was dumb. Yeah, I agree with people. I think that was very foolish of them to do. I did not agree with that booking. But I do not believe that for a second John Cena was like, "Oh, but I kind of want to win my last match." And Triple H was like, "No, you're definitely losing this." By all accounts, John Cena turned heel because The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to turn heel. And Cody was like, "I'm not fucking turning heel. Are you kidding me? I'm making so much goddamn money as a babyface. What are you? I'm the biggest babyface in the company. What are you talking about? I'm not turning heel." And so then, but Dwayne wanted something like that. And then John Cena was like, "I'll turn heel. That sounds all right. We can do that. We can make that. We can change plans and make that the thing." So this is all supposedly. And then The Rock decided he didn't actually think that was a good idea. But Cena didn't turn face immediately. They kept going with it. Very, very, very dumb. All right. I can't figure this shit out. This piece go like this into this piece. This piece looks like this. This piece goes like there. There's no other way for that to make any sense. I mean, I guess maybe it could be like this. I guess it could be like this. This doesn't look right, but I guess this could be the way to do it. I'm going to find out right now. This doesn't feel right, but maybe it is right, and it just doesn't. No, that's not right. Okay. I didn't think it was. He had a good promo. I mean, John had one good promo, but there was no juice to it. It wasn't believable. It didn't make any sense, and it wasn't what people wanted to see. I do think that if he also him losing to Brock again, why even do that match? Why have a repeat of the shock thing where Brock beat him? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That it was an insane thing. Oh, I got it. I don't know how I did, but I got it. Okay. But I don't understand that at all. I don't think I'll ever understand that decision to have him get completely one-sidedly destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Just don't do that. Of all the matches to do, why do that one? Also, John Cena should have wrestled Joe Hendry. I'll stay with that. It's not like I'm saying that everything that they did was right and perfect. He should have wrestled Joe Hendry. That would have been fucking cool as shit. He should have wrestled Joe Hendry on TNA because that would have been insane. But no, he really should have done it on NXT because that would have been fucking crazy. But he should have fought him because that would have been cool. All right, let's try to get this one piece here together, and then we'll take our pause for the cause. So far, anyway, knock on wood, internet hasn't crapped out, so that's nice. All right, we got the fist. We got the fist almost done here. One arm done, and then we have to do the other. But right now, what's going to happen is I'm going to talk to you. That's right, you, about ways that you can support what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you is optional. You're under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, that would be great. We'd love it over here. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon, you can link with your Twitch, you get a token. You can use that on anybody. If you want to use it on me, that would be great, and I would love that. What can I say this? I'm currently running a promotion. We're currently at 33 subscribers. The goal is to get to 40. I shut up about how many subscribers I have when I hit 40. If you want to gift a sub, and that's awesome. I would love that. You can do it anonymously or get credit for it. But if you want to gift 5 or more subs, you could save money, and it comes out of my share, but that's okay. So if you want to gift 5 or more subs as a Christmas gift to your boy Pat, you could do that, and you'll save a little bit of money on that, and I'll get more subs. So you could do that, and we could, 7 away from hitting the 40, and I shut up for a bit about the number of subscribers I have. This promotion is running through my stream on Tuesday, so if you change your mind tomorrow afternoon, you can do it if you want to. There are other ways to support me financially. I'm going to list those right now. Patreon.com/PatBear. I have a Patreon, and there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. My patrons today got my schedule for the rest of December. Tomorrow, everybody else gets that, but they got it today. Nice little thing. Let's see. I do have a YouTube channel at youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube channel, you can, of course, subscribe for free, and I would love for you to do that. But if you also wanted to, you become a member. And for just $2 a month, you become a member over there, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you'll get a video that other people have to wait till Wednesday to see. A Kuma Baer video. So consider that. That's pretty good. I should say that I did reach the $100 threshold from Google AdSense from members and also from people watching my videos. And I will be getting a payout at the end of this month, or it'll process at the end of this month. And then I will use that to buy model kits. I'll buy a bunch of model kits with that $104. Pretty cool. Let's see. Other things I should say. Those are all monthly ways to support me financially. If you just want to throw $1 or $2 in the old Ko-Fi or PayPal into the tip jar, you could do that. And everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, again, which I said, which includes AdSense, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits. I bought this kit. This was a Black Friday week sale. I got this and another kit from USA Gundam store. This is one of the kits that was in a box that left Florida to go to South Carolina and then left South Carolina, which I am currently state I live in, and then went all the way to St. Paul, Minnesota, and sat in St. Paul for like 3 or 4 days, and then eventually made its way back to Tennessee and then to South Carolina, and then got delivered. So this kit was one of 2 kits that was maybe going to be lost forever, but thankfully it wasn't lost forever. It's a lovely story of redemption. You love to hear it. Let's see. Now, as I've said, the next kit I'll be working on is a kit that was bought off my Amazon wish list, because that gets priority. If you would like to buy something from my Amazon wish list, maybe as a Christmas present, have me build it on the stream, you could do that. I put a link in the chat there. It's in the show description of this YouTube video. What's up, YouTube watchers? The VOD watchers. I've got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. I just put the Gundam Double Zeta, or Gundam, yeah, Double Zeta, Gallus J. I just put that up there. That's a cool dark looking kit. I've got Lego sets and model kits, inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits that have free shipping, kits that don't have free shipping, and Prime shipping is just no thanks. Some weird knockoff stuff, all kinds of different things. The Lightning Z Gundam, I would love to build that. It's a cool looking kit. I've got Lego sets and all kinds of things. See if there's something there on the wish list you would like me to buy, and you can make a purchase there. And then I have, let's see here. I'm going to do high to low. I will be putting a few expensive items on on a poll next year, or at the end of December, that will live there, because that will be a poll based on whatever money I get on gift cards to Amazon. I will use. I usually get that around Christmas time to buy something expensive that will hopefully have either free shipping for Prime members or Prime shipping. But I'll have a few options of some expensive ass nonsense kits. Maybe the Wing Zero the Wing Zero Real Grade will be one of them. Wing Zero Real Grade will probably be one of them. The Typhonius Gundam Chimera, which is a huge ass Gundam, that might be one of them. I don't know. I have to look to see. Maybe the Gundam Aerial MGSD kit will be one of those. I don't know. Basically, 3 expensive model kits will go up there. And then you'll pick one that y'all will vote on one you want me to buy. We'll do that. That'll happen. Anyway, yeah, if you want to buy me something to build for Christmas or whatever, you can do that. My alternative to Amazon is I have a wish list on Throne, so see if there's something there you'd like to see me put together. And then again, of course, the most convoluted way to support me financially is to go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code at USA Gundam Store, and then you can send me a whisper on Twitch or a DM on Twitter or Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. And you can even make a suggestion of what you'd like to see me build. And that is a thing you could do if you want to do that. Let's see. If you want to support me but not spend any money, join my Discord. We would love to have you in the Discord. It's a cool place, and you are welcome to come hang out there. So consider joining my Discord. Couple video links for you to check out. I will have a new episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club up on Monday. The most recent episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club is my end of the year award, so you should check that out. Pat Bear's Anime Club awards is my anime 2025 awards for like biggest disappointment, biggest surprise, worst trend, just stuff like that. Most obviously a title, most obviously an anime based on a light novel. It's an anime I haven't even seen, but when you see that title, you go, that was a light novel. And then Kuma Baer. I haven't even been able to talk about this on stream because I didn't stream on Thursday and I didn't do the second half on Saturday, I should say. So I haven't even been able to talk about this. This episode of Kuma Baer you should check out because it is me talking about Kenji, the mightiest disciple. Kenji, the mightiest disciple. And you should watch that because it's a really funny show. The dub is available for free on Pluto TV and YouTube. The sub is not out there, but the dub is good. It's a very high quality dub. It is an action comedy series about a guy who wants to become tougher to protect the people around him. And the best thing that he has going for him, that Kenichi has, is that he doesn't give up. He's like John Cena. And it's a comedy. the girl that he fancies, her dad is one of the strongest fighters in the world, and he has a dojo where he has a bunch of other people that live there that are also some of the strongest fighters in the world, and he learns from all of them, and it sucks to learn from them. It's very funny and cool. You will not get to season 2, so I will spoil my favorite thing about Kenichi. There is a point where he is fighting a dude that knows everything about his style, and so he's a perfect counter. If this villain, if he knows your style, he can counter you perfectly. So Kenichi starts doing a bunch of shit that this guy hasn't seen before. He starts mimicking his masters, the various masters we've seen, and he starts doing impressions of them. And some of them are like, I don't sound like that, do I? And they're like, you do sound like that. And then at one point, he does an impression of someone, one of his masters, and she just yells, "That's an impression of me!" And she's so happy because it means that Kenichi was paying attention to what she's doing, and she feels included. And it's a throwaway joke. It does not need to be in there. But the fact that she is so stoked that he is doing an impression of her made me so happy in the moment. It's one of my favorite dumb throwaway gags in an anime. The whole scene is phenomenal. The clip from that the clip of the anime clip is from that scene because it's just incredible. It's not her being excited. It's just very funny. It's just him mimicking his teachers in a really cool moment. It's one of Kenichi's coolest moments of the show. It's a very funny, silly show. You should watch my 1 minute talk about it and watch the anime. But that stuff I would have said over 2 streams that I never got to. So there you go. All right. So I am going to talk about some anime that I've been watching. I'm going to talk about the most recent episode of 3 shows. As we get close to the season being almost done with a bunch of these. We'll talk about that. We'll get into all that in a second. But before I get into the anime discussion, a thing I need to do is I need to drink some water. We need to transition to the overhead camera, which we will do. And dramatic music is going to play. And we're going to do all that right now. Remember that I still have a promotion going on where if you want to gift 5 or more subs, you can save money doing that. It'll be money out of my pocket, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I'd much rather have the number go up. Because as you know, I am a big fucking fan of number going up. All right, I got to put a bunch of stickers on this arm here, so let's do that. And then let's talk about Dad is a Hero, Mom is a Spirit, I'm a Reincarnator, episode 11. I guess I should go to AniChart and see how many episodes these shows have. I believe this one just has 12, but I'm going to go to AniChart airing, and I'm going to look up Hero. Oh, I got to look up airing. Oh, there he goes. Okay, there we go. That's what I need. And then I got to look up Spirit. Yes, all right. Episode 11 of that show. This show is going to have 12 episodes. Okay, so this is episode 11 of 12. And then while I'm here, let me see Yano-kun and A Gatherer's Adventure. How many episodes does this have? 12? Okay. So, 12th episode just aired today. I have not seen it yet. So that's 11, that's 12. And then let me look up Yano-kun. Yano-kun. That also has a 12. That's 12 episodes. All right, great. So, all right, there's 12 episodes of the show. This is episode 11 of 12. Reincarnated. It is the anime is titled differently from the manga, but this show is Dad is a Hero, Mom is a Spirit, I'm a Reincarnator. Episode 11. At the end of episode 10, they found the cousin of our main character, Ellen, Rafalia, who had been kidnapped. But she has been located, so everything worked out great. Including her dad saving the day and actually getting to do some stuff. And then we just learn, hey, Rafalia feels like it's Ellen's fault. And Ellen does not take that well. Rafalia and Ellen should have had a conversation at some point, and they never did. And that was clearly a mistake. They should have had a conversation, but they didn't, because she's just not ready for all this stuff. But yeah, Ellen is the person that the princes both want to meet with, and Rafalia knew that she was being used for that, but she didn't mind because they were at least listening to her and paying attention to her. But Ellen takes this all very seriously and to heart. And it really bums her out. And then Van, the spirit, is fucking pissed off. Ravel's just like to his brother, like, hey, I'm so sorry for dragging y'all into this stuff. But Salvo is just like, his brother's like, well, now I know why Rafalia was acting this way. Like, we didn't explain to her that we just kept talking about how great Ellen is. We never explained why Ellen was great, to the point where, of course, because of her magical abilities or her being half spirit and all that, like they kept all that hidden from her. So she was just like, why is my cousin so smart, and why does everyone rely on her? Who the fuck does she think she is? And it's like, well, she's the princess of the spirits. So, you know, it's like, she is a big deal. All right, so I need stickers 15 and 16. One of those is 15, one of those is 16, and then I got to do 13 and 14 later. So 15 is one of these stickers. One of these stickers goes on here. Nice and easy. Use the toothpick here. And then 15 is, yeah, that was that one. And then 16 is this one. Okay. So yeah. So then the prince is forced to find out that his dad, the king, is the person that sent the fake letter to Rafalia and was behind the kidnapping. And the people that were involved in this kidnapping are somewhat associated with the king. Like, this was all a fucking plot. And so he has to recognize that he was being used by his dad in order to get the sample of medicine, or to get, you know, maybe he hoped that they would get the full thing. It's like, no, that's not going to happen. And basically Rafalia is just like, or Ellen's just like, yeah, you can have the sample. I'm not going to tell you how to make more. And also, there's no way for you to ever be able to do it. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter that they have the sample. The sample's not going to do them any good. She's the only one that has the ability to make this medicine. And even the spirits, the regular spirits, couldn't do it. Like, this is just the fact that she is this special entity that could do it. And she's just like, look, if the king wants more of it, then he can pay for it like other people. Like, that's not going to be a problem. Also, they decide that they're going to keep the kidnappers, and they're going to rehabilitate the kidnappers because they know that the king will never claim them. Because there's no way for him to claim his men without admitting that he's behind the kidnapping. And obviously, the king is not going to admit that he helped facilitate a kidnapping, or he planned kidnapping. And Ellen and the prince have their meeting. That was part of their agreement. They have their private meeting, and Gladiel, the prince, apologizes for his family, for the royal family, and their treatment of the spirits. But Ellen's just like, I do not acknowledge that because your ancestor never felt bad for everything that he did, and so I do not give a shit about you, little man. He's also like, to you, it was your ancestor. It was eons ago. It's old news. But to spirits, it's just like time is meaningless. The amount of time that was, it doesn't mean anything. So basically, apology not accepted. She does not accept the apology. Let's see. And then also she's like, by the way, I look, you might apologize, but your dad, the current king, clearly feels no regret. Because instead of just giving in to whatever I needed, your dad tried to trick and manipulate us into giving you the rest, the medicine, while there's a pandemic happening. Your dad decided to fuck around and play games. And now, like, if I was being an asshole, you would never get this cure because of what your dad did. And the episode, Gladio is just like fucking completely disparaging. Despair. Hello, Nathan. Thank you so much for renewing your sub. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Nathan very much for the continued support. Means a lot. I gotta move this over here like this. There we go. So thank you very much, Nathan. I was just finished that. So that was episode 11. We'll talk about episode 12 next Monday. Now let's talk about episode 11 of Yano-kun's Ordinary Days. Episode 10, which feels like a lifetime ago because it was last week's episode. Episode 10 ended with a little cliffhanger where we had the introduction of a character who apparently knows our boy from his past, knows Yano, and it remarks about him wearing the eye patch and being like, "Oh, what's going on with it? Why does he still have that eye patch?" You're like, kind of confused about it. All right, we finished one arm. One arm is done. Got a punch arm done here. We'll put that aside. Now we're going to build the other arm. Work on the other arm here, which is very similar to the previous one. So hopefully we'll move pretty steadily. So yeah, we don't know anything about this girl who knows Yano from his past. It's the summer festival, everybody. It's because this is a school anime, so of course we got fucking summer festival shenanigans to go into. The class is going to do a haunted house cafe, which is a combination of haunted house and cafe. You get it. And people are like, will Yano have to take off his eye patch? Now, he has heterochromia. It's not that he's missing an eye, but he still feels weird about it. And apparently he got in an accident, which we learned a little bit about previously. So, Yano is worried that his being accident prone is going to affect everybody else. So he's hiding. He doesn't want to get involved because he's afraid that if he starts working on something, he'll fuck it up. And then people will be like disappointed in all their hard work. But people are like, no, man, you got to help out. And he starts working on decorations, and then he's included. This is like the first time he's ever actually been included in a festival. So he's feeling actually pretty good about that, being able to do some cool shit and be included and work with other people. So he's very pleased about that. And at this point, Hashiba is like starting to wonder if he had a bad time at a festival. Maybe this is connected to his eye stuff. Like maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's when he had when his eye got messed up. We don't know. Anyway, Yano was dressed as a doctor, so he still has an eye patch. And I gotta say this, like obviously he is a teen. This is the only time Yano has ever looked cool as a doctor with an eye patch. It's a good fucking look. Like it's a good bit of business. And of course, that's because Yoshida is dressed like a nurse because they're a couple, and so now they got the cool couple shit going on. It's a good bit of business for them to have that. Hashiba, I don't think he's flirting with Izumi, but he does compliment Izumi, and that causes her to blush. And so you're like, oh, we're going to get a little bit of a side character romance going here? Probably not, but maybe. The student from last episode bumps into Yano, which is weird. We see her. We don't meet her really. And he fucking bails. He has a freak out about seeing her and takes off. And so we don't get any kind of information about that in this episode. Let's see. Yoshida has a realization that she is feeling. She's feeling some feelings she hasn't felt before. In this case, jealousy, because some girls are like crowding around Yano and trying to get him to take off his eye patch for photos. And so she like scares them all off. She's like, hey, get the fuck out of here. So she scares them all off, and they have some photos together. They take a selfie in their costumes, and they both like, are feeling a lot of emotions and feelings about that one. Like they're both feeling stuff on doing that. It's very, very cute emotions going on there. They work in the cafe. Yano ends up with that student that, again, we don't know her name, as a customer, and he does not want to talk to her, but and so she's trying his best to avoid her, and that becomes noticeable to Yoshida. Yoshida's like wondering what's going on there. And then there's the bonfire, the classic after festival bonfire, where apparently one of the classmates set up a urban legend that if you dance around the fire with somebody, you will end up as a couple with them, which is a very classic bullshit thing, but fun for this one. But it means that there's a lot of couples holding hands and dancing and hanging out. And then Yano, cute, dumb Yano, is like, ooh, if I hold hands, I might pass out. Oh no, I'm scared. That's going to be too much for me. So they hold pinkies, and it's fucking cute as hell. And then Yano notices that the mysterious girl, is watching him. So he ends up removing his finger from Yoshida's, and they're not holding hands anymore. And we don't know. We don't know what's going on there. But their shit is going down, and we'll find out because the 12th episode's coming up. So we'll know more soon. Yeah, because this show has 12 episodes left. So this week we'll find out. Episode 11 of A Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai. We have to talk about that episode. Basically, we talked about in the previous episode how the High Elves, the biggest issue for the High Elves is that their blood has just been corrupted over time from not bringing in new blood. And so while our guy is definitely the savior, Takaru is definitely the savior of them from defeating monsters for them, he's also the savior because outside blood is the actual savior. And so they thought that to mean a person, which is Takaru, which it is, but it's also the idea of, hey, you know what would also help? If you fucking had some people hang out here who are not just other elves. Just mate with other elves, and it will make things better. Which is why one of our elf girl in the party is a hermaphrodite, and why her older brother is smaller than her and in poor health. So there you go. Also, a reminder, she was searching for a cure to help with the people, which she found with Takeru, and she was also searching for her sister, who bailed. Anyway, in order to find the sister, and also convince the high elves that they should intermingle with other people, this went together so quickly. Remember how annoying that was previously? Not annoying this time. We love it. All right, D16, which is this one. So basically, the god that is in their party, the unicorn that is in their party, is like, we should find the elf god, because the elf god can just tell them to do it. But I can't sense the elf god anywhere. I don't know what's going on with this elf god. I'm trying, y'all. I just can't sense him. So So something's up. They go to an adventurer guild, and they're like, yeah. So the pollution is really bad. There is a hollow near where the elves are, and the pollution from there is terrible. Adventurers can't do quests. You should probably look there. Also, we're looking for some mushrooms. And Takeru's like, I will get you as many as you need, because that's his thing. As you can tell by the title. Look, is he very strong? Does he have cool magic? Yes, this dude is very strong and has cool magic. Does he give a shit about that? Not really. He really only cares about gathering things. Like, that's his whole fucking deal. That's the thing he likes, is gathering stuff. So he is going to attempt to help gather some things and also defeat a monster. So they end up at the Hollow. Powerful monsters are dying because of the miasma. And so Takeru has to put protective barriers around everybody. And there's insects. Apparently insects that can stand the pollution have been thriving in this. So they had to kill all the insects. In the deepest part of the Hollow is an altar. That is an altar for their god, but they can't even go there. And they don't even remember which god it was built for. We know which god it was, but they don't know. They find the mushrooms, and apparently, when that earthquake happened a while back in previous episodes, part of the altar broke apart, and that might be where all these spiders were deep underground and finally got their chance to come up. But it also might be the altar breaking might have something to do with the fact that so let me see here what I need here. I want 13 and 14, so 13 and then 14 and then 15 and 16. Okay, sorry. Anyway, a big ass spider, an S-ranked spider slug shows up. It is both a slug and a spider. It is fucked up looking and kind of fun. And it's incredibly poisonous. It's so poisonous that even our boy Takeru might be in trouble against it. They blind it, and Takeru attacks it with salt to dry it out so that they can then burn it. And in the manga, this fight takes a long ass time to do because it does not take long at all in the anime. They speed things up in the anime. And then it gets stabbed. It gets set on fire and then stabbed to death. They really whip this. They really show this incredibly powerful slime the business and take it down very easily. And then they have to kill all the eggs. And this shit is a kind of glossed over, but he is very cool. In order to, a light spell is needed to get rid of the miasma and get rid of all these eggs. And our guy, these are, again, slug spider eggs. Our guy creates a miniature sun. He sends everybody away because they'd be blinded by it. And he creates a tiny sun that then burns out with like holy light magic all these goddamn eggs at once and kills them all at once. And it's, again, kind of downplayed in the anime, but seems like kind of insanely overpowered. Like a ridiculous overpowered thing to do. It's pretty fucking cool. All right. I'm going to quickly see if this takes any panel. Is this going to show up on the red? Yeah, I can panel line this a little bit. There's not much to panel line on these things, but I'll give it a little bit of panel line on the fingies here. Oops. We'll see if I can figure out how to do this. There's got to be a better way here. And then as soon as they kill all the eggs, the pollution goes away, the miasma goes away, and then they can immediately, our unicorn god senses the, immediately is just like, oh, hey, I sense it. I know where the elf god is. So they can go meet the elf god. Like, immediately. This doesn't want to fit in, and I don't know why it doesn't want to fit in. But I might have done something wrong on here, but we'll see. But it doesn't fit in, and it should. We'll see what happens on the other arm, but maybe it's always just kind of loosey-goosey. It's possible that it just always is loosey, and I'm just not. And I did do it right. It's just not good. Possible. Now this one's definitely tighter, but it's not good. It's not a good connection. This is better though. So I don't know what it is, but this is better than this. This one just kind of comes up. So. Oh yeah, and then this does this. Look at that. That's what you want. You want it to be able to open up. That's not going to do that. And I don't know why. Huh. Yeah, it's got to go like that. There it goes. Okay, I got it. I had to really press on it in a way that I did not like doing. So that's not fun. We have 2 more stickers. We are going to complete this kit tonight, friends. We are going to finish this up. Because we don't have much left to do here. We've got a few pieces here and there to put on, and a couple stickers to put on, and then we are done. This is A. This is B. But yeah, good episodes of the shows we talked about here. Again, on Thursday, I will finish up last episodes of Yano-kun and Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai, and I'll do one of the episodes of May I Ask for One Final Thing, and I'll do the other on Saturday, and then I think the last episode of My Awkward Senpai, and I think there's one more episode of May I Ask for One Final Thing, and then a week from tonight, finish up Dad is a Hero, Mama's a Spirit, I'm a Reincarnator. We'll get that done. It's the season where I get to finish anime before the new season starts, because everybody wraps up by the time the holidays are there, just about. Like, I have watched the last episode of My Hero Academia, the final season. And hey, that's a good fucking final season of an anime. They fucking stuck the landing. 11 episodes. It's just they finished things off, and then they did the epilogue stuff, which is all lovely. For people that have been watching for years and years and years, to have that kind of closure on a bunch of things. And it's really nice. And sometimes it's unbelievable. Like, some moments were really sad. The last episode in particular had a couple spots that was just like, oh man, really getting me. But yeah, very pleased to say that the final season of My Hero Academia whipped ass. And you should check it out. Especially because I didn't necessarily love the previous season. So to have this season be so goddamn strong was really nice. Oh yeah, I got to put a sticker on this piece here, which is sticker 3. Which is like... And let me put this here. All right. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you playing right now? What are you up to? What are you into? I haven't talked to you about that literally since last Monday. So it's been a while. But if you got up to anything the last few days, you've been playing any video games, you finishing any anime seasons you want to tell me about, or anything like that, let me know. Like whatever you want to talk about there, I'd love to hear from you about those things and things. So feel free to let me know. Last Tuesday, I played Keep the Heroes Out, which is a video game adaptation of a tabletop game that does have a single-player component, which we played. And my big takeaway from that stream is I would much prefer to play that as a tabletop game with friends. I did not love playing it by myself. Even as a digital with co-op, I think I'd much prefer to do that. It was not the best time by myself. I felt like even in the tutorial, I was constantly wondering if I was doing things properly or right. But there's a lot to that game. I did receive a code for that game, so I did not pay for it. So I can't say I'm disappointed with it. But I was like, yeah, all right. I think that's fine. I think that is a fine enough video game. But I'd much rather play either with people. I should ask some of the people I play D&D with. We should try to get some folks together to play that game because I think it would be fun to play it with peeps instead of just being single player. I have finished Power Wash Simulator 2. Credits on Power Wash Simulator 2. I still have a bunch of furniture to wash and place because I don't really care about that. But I have been buying it sporadically, so I didn't run out of money for it. But I have no real desire to do that. But I did want to, I did want to finish the game. I'm glad I finished it. On Tuesday, I will be playing Power Wash Simulator 2 for the final time until we get more stages, and then we'll take a look at that. So either paid DLC or paid packs or free, whichever ends up coming out first. We'll check that out. But I want to show the different sprayers because I have all the most expensive gear and all that, and I want to show a couple things from the game that I thought was particularly neat as hell that would be nice to showcase. So I want to showcase some stages from that because obviously go back to all of them. So we'll go back to those and take a look at that. For people that want to come and see that stuff, they can tune in for it. Because I think it's pretty neat. Let's see. Haven't done any tabletop stuff, any D&D or otherwise. I would like to get more done, but I have not done that. It's fucking cold. Today especially was particularly cold. Last night into today was particularly cold around here. So we did try to keep warm around these parts. Still managed to doing some biking though in the garage, even though it's cold out, because I still gotta keep my exercise going. My dad finished decorating our tree outside because that's his MO. So he got that done. But yeah, it has been a good couple days around here. I'm bummed that Saturday's stream ended up, we would have been done with this kit today earlier had that worked out, but unfortunately it did not work out. So that bummed me out. And then I watched some wrestling on Sunday. Sendai Girls show that was fun. It was a good time. All right. These open up like this. That's pretty neat. And then there is a stand for this. So we will assemble this here. Oh yeah, wait, how does this work? This goes like this, and then these go out. And then, oh, it goes like this. Okay. So this is how this kit is normally supposed to go. So we have to build a stand in order to support this kit, because this is how this kit normally just hangs out. I'm going to read what y'all have been writing, so I appreciate you sharing what's going on with you. But this is how this kit is normally supposed to be, which is insane. So we have to build a stand, which is just a couple pieces. And then we'll do that. And then we will take a couple photos. We'll take some photos with it, with the stand, and then we'll take photos with it as big fists, which is the way I would display it, of course. Nathan finished Metroid Prime 4, and it was just fine. You started baby steps to kind of feel like they made a game about me, says Nathan. All right. Well, that is, I think you are not the only person to play baby steps and to feel personally attacked because it is maybe a little too close to home in some ways. So yeah, I don't think you are necessarily alone in that. Lord Crash says we're freezing at 15 degrees right now after some snow over the last day or so. We definitely didn't have that, but it is cold. It is unseasonably cold for this area. Though we'll get above freezing for the first time in a week or so by Wednesday for 2 whole days. Lord Crash picked up Ace Combat 7 to play it till Ace Combat 8 is out. Okay, hell yeah. Well, have fun with your Ace Combat then. I gotta figure out how to connect this. Okay, it goes like that. And then it goes like this. So yeah, they gave me a stand here to stand up this part, and then this goes here. Okay, yeah, it goes like that. Lastberg says, I rewatched Escape from New York for the Watchcast, doing the special features on my Blu-ray. I learned James Cameron worked on the visual effects for it. Oh yeah, he did. Started a playthrough of Jedi Fallen Order. Maybe this time I'll beat that game. Hell yeah. Well, good luck to you. All right, so we have the included stand it comes with. So with that stand, we can stand this up. It's not cooperating, but we can theoretically put on this big ass long backpack, this unwieldy backpack. Even if this takes place in space, this is nonsense in a way that we like. We do like nonsense around here. So yeah, we can do this. Now, obviously, you would put this kit on a stand otherwise, but this is how it looked. This is how you can have it look. Oh no, this fell. So if you did want to pose this without a regular stand, you could do this, which is stupid in a way that I really enjoy. So we'll take a photo of this, and then we will transform it. We will give it punch mode. But let me get a photo first. Oops. This piece that likes to fall off fell off. All right, let me take a photo, and then we'll transform it, and then we'll end the stream after the transformation. All right, now let's change this around. Yeah, so tomorrow, Power Simulator, excited for that. Our last stream for a while, but that'll be a good time. Okay, so we take the stand away. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take our gun blade off here. Take that off. We put the hand back on. Then we need to take this part and this part off. Oh, and we got to separate these things. So we take these off. This is A. This is B. This is C and D. Or sorry, C, E. And then this is D and F. D and F. And then I gotta, whoop, this kit is falling its ass apart. As I said, this piece never fits in quite right, which is frustrating. But not the end of the world. I would probably just liquid cement it on eventually if I was going to display this kit. But this kit's just going to go in storage because the big fist backpack, as I said, eventually will go to some other kit. All right, so we need to. Then this can just go back into place, I think. Yeah. That can go back into place. And then basically it looks like I have to bend the arms back here like this. Oh, that didn't stay. Like that. I think this is how this goes. We'll find out, but I'm pretty sure it goes like this. And then I would love for this waist to not be popping off here and falling completely apart. That would be nice. All right, let's try to. But yeah, this waist is moving around in a way that does not make me happy. All right, so let's get this on here. We got to get the big fist going here. Okay, so C is going to be this piece here, and then E goes there. So basically, this kind of goes like that. I'm happy you don't have to take the other hands off. That's nice. And then this goes in. How does this go? This? Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We got that on. We're already doing better than most kits that transform. So this is already feeling better than most of these kits that I have done like this before. So we do that like that. It's almost as if this was designed to do this the entire time, and it all kinds of just works. I mean, it's a little janky, but it's not as janky as it could be. All right, so that's how we get the big shoulders. And then this has to go like this and like that, so it opens up. And then that goes in there. And then this goes like that, and this goes like that. And the big arms are on. Now, if I wanted to, there is a way to hold the sword in there, but I don't think I want to do that. Right? Maybe I do. Maybe I can do that. I can have it hold the sword. Let's get the part that does that and look at that and see if that's what we want to do. We'll go a little over tonight in order to just do this part, because I don't know. I don't know if this is something I want to do, but I can do it. That is stupid in a way that I do like. I do like how dumb that is. No, you know what? No, we're not going to do it. We're just going to do it as big punch arms and leave it at that. Big punch arms are here. I do wonder, I guess if I was gonna kit bash this onto another kit, I would have to put the arms in there as use the arm connections, because these pieces wouldn't necessarily go on just about any high grade, but we could try. So when I do eventually kit bash this, which I will at some point, I bet yeah. Yeah, I bet I just... Oh, actually, I think I did do this kind of wrong. Whatever. It's fine. You can do this backpack part and have that clip in, and it would probably make it even more stable, but I didn't do that, and it's fine. But yeah, probably if I put this on another kit in a kit bashing, I would then... I would go full and just like replace the arms and do all that. But yeah, that's the kit there. We'll take another photo of it, and that'll be the end of this particular build. So let's do that. Great. And Frankie Gundam complete. Indeed. I'm going to change to... We finished it. I didn't know if we would finish it, but we did. So that means on Thursday, we will start a new model kit. We will build the Iglite here, this kit here, and then we will kit bash that during the stream. And then by the end of the stream, we will also probably start the death scythe, because as I said, I have a death scythe, so we're going to build it as soon as we can. But we do need to honor the kit that Chris bought off my Amazon wishlist. So thank you all so much for watching tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Hey, come along on this raid. There's not a lot of us here tonight, which is okay. But we are going to go raid. We're going to go find someone doing cool stuff and go hang out with them, because we always end with a raid. And we'll see if Mary Kish is still streaming, because it is Merry Monday. So let's go see what... as John says, we always end with a raid. Hi, I'm John. Happy to have you here. Mary Kish is streaming. She's playing Skate Story, so we will go and hang out with Mary as Mary plays that. Also, a reminder, one last reminder, 35% off gift subs up until tomorrow, at the end of my stream tomorrow. So if you want to come hang out or you want to give some subs, you can do that, and that'll last through tomorrow's stream. So let's go hang out with Mary. And then I'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Come back tomorrow for Power Wash Simulator 2. It'll be my last look at it until there's DLC or something. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I will see you on the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.